I had to get my fucking Steven Tyler on.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's Steven Tyler?
You fucking asshole. I almost answered you too.
Hey, I just want to let you know, if you don't know who Steven Tyler is, motherfucker, you're listening to the wrong goddamn
Get your
show.
goddamn life together.
Coming to you live and uncensored. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm Oh So Fresh with my co-host, yet to be named.
That's me. We talk about everything from new gadgets, gizmos, politics, movies, and music.
And our very own personal stories, because you know a motherfucker has to keep it real. Oh, we are back. The duo.
We are back. The proverbial we, the double plural, me, you, we.
All right, so real quick. I before we go through and tell you what we're doing today, I would like to, if you want to express how butthurt you were that somebody else had to tell you.
Dude.
It's, the bitch is somebody else had to tell you that you weren't on the show.
So last week, if you don't know, you're about to find out. Oso did a fucking solo show by himself. Didn't even bother to call me and relied on technical difficulties. Yeah, no, he fucking straight lied to you. Oso Fresh lied to you. There was no technical difficulties. There was just no technicals. We shipped off the Rodecaster to get fixed, and by we I mean him, because we updated. We did what the company said. Hey, do this. It'll make your Rodecaster 10 times better, more efficient, work properly.
Just in case you don't know, check my Instagram, my Rodecaster, or look it up. It's the device we use to podcast. It looks like a little radio studio.
Yeah,
and it is the best thing ever until it's broken.
Was.
I just think about that. I gotta go work on somebody's Rodecaster today. I'm like, I'm not gonna update it because I don't want to go through the same shit. And let me tell you how warranties work. I had to pay $30 to ship that motherfucker to get it fixed. But we have an awesome show coming up for you today.
We do have an awesome show as soon as I'm done with my fucking rant. So this guy lied to you. He lied to me. Didn't even bother to fucking call me. And now we're back to using this fucking sewer drain of a fucking Focusrite. But it's good old reliable. It's like the mayor.
That's an awesome machine. Rap albums have been made off that. That machine has gotten us through 200 motherfucking episodes. So I will not talk shit about the Rodecaster. I mean the Focusrite, because it will break necks.
See, I know what's on your mind. You accidentally said Rodecaster. So you know what? We're just going to move on from this before you get emotional. And we do have a fantastic show for you. Not just me, for you. For today.
Me, he's pointing at me. You
I
can't see it, but
he's pointing
at me. He said for me.
You goddamn right I'm pointing at you.
So this is like Kiss did this, where they all did solo albums.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So Steven Tyler, Kiss. I think we're just doing 70s rock today.
I think we are. We're going to talk about the Amish community. Speaking of 70s rock, we're going to talk about lunch going wrong because, some shit went terribly wrong for Oso this week. We're going to recap some Dave Chappelle and talk about profiting on your pain.
I mean, that's the big thing we really want to touch on this week. Profiteering off pain. We're going to show you a few examples and how you're actually contributing to people profiteering off pain. And
if you want to contribute to the Hype Podcast, just, with a voicemail, a message, or some dollar bills, yo. Hit us up, 503-776-0167. Leave us a message on Facebook, facebook.com/The Hype Podcast.
Also, big news. The Boondocks is coming back. If you're a fan of the Boondocks, I don't see how you could listen to this show and not be a fan of the Boondocks, or at least be aware of who the Boondocks are. We'll give you more details, a little bit more background, but they are coming back. That's hot news.
That's more than hot news. That's better than porn. In some instances, that's better than sex.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of porn I'm watching.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's honestly some porn I would turn off. I mean, there's honestly some porn, yes, I'd be willing to turn off the Boondocks, watch the porn, and then go back to the Boondocks.
Jesus is black, Ronald Reagan is the devil, and corporate America is buying up all your privacy.
Yeah.
That's not what he says, but
but I
just had to leave Oso's awkward silence.
No, but when it comes to the Boondocks, because I like to think before I say shit.
That makes one of us. And I brought you a sugar-free Red Bull. What are you being so fucking hostile for? What's going on here?
Nothing sugar-free.
Yeah, that's true. But it is crisp pear. It's delicious.
Did you hear me crack it open?
Try it. Have you ever had that crisp pear? It's fucking delicious. How do you feel about that?
That's really sweet.
Yeah. Sweet as fuck.
Yeah.
Because you're an asshole, so you need some fucking sweetness in your life.
That's why I don't eat pears.
Yeah.
But I'm all about that peaches and cream, baby. If you need that peaches and cream, you should hit us up on the hype line. I just want to let you know, peaches and cream, 503-752-8569. That's where you get that. No pears here, motherfucker.
And like a mumble rap track, Oso will mumble rap between them cheeks as we speak.
Bitch, I'm about to do the whole fucking alphabet. You ever heard that thing? Like, you want to learn how to eat pussy? Just say the alphabet.
He's going to do that alphabet in that junk in your trunk. Oso, let's get into the 5 minutes of funk. Man, we rhyme sometimes. First up in the wonderful world of sports, football is in full swing, and the NFL players are taking a page from the NBA's book. They're demanding trades. Oh, so how do you feel about that? Professional crybabies demanding to be on different teams.
Well, I started working at the McDonald's on Broadway, and then I said I want to transfer to the one by the mall,
and I want more money.
And I want more money.
I want to be at the register.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the grill. I don't want to clean anything.
Because I don't like the strategy they use for making Big Macs here.
I don't like the way they make me part my hair.
I think that's the best analogy because they all do the same fucking thing.
They do. Like, there's not a position on a football team that you won't find on another fucking football team.
Yeah. I mean,
fucking ridiculous.
Your job is to bash your body against men wearing tight clothing. Think about that.
Your job is to fucking tackle dudes in spandex. What the fuck is the problem? I get that you want to win and that you're a competitive dude, but demanding fucking trades, demanding to get out of your contracts, dude, go fuck yourself.
Hey, I'm making awesome money here. I would like to go make awesome money someplace else.
Next up in politics, dude, these presidential debates are getting out of fucking control.
I've really been watching.
You get Beto here screaming. The LeBron James endorsed fucking Beto O'Rourke saying, "Oh, we're gonna come take your AR-15s." Good fucking luck, buddy. What I really want to know, Oso, is who are you liking for the next president? Anybody or nobody?
Who am I liking?
Yeah, who you like?
Or who do I think is gonna be the next president?
Who do you think? Both. Who do you like and who do you think?
I'm not liking anybody, and I think it's gonna be Donald Trump because there is not a Democrat in the field. Hey, we need Obama. we need something as good or better than Obama to beat this fucking Trump shit, and I don't see that. Joe Biden can't remember that he was racist back in the day. It keeps coming up, but he used to be racist.
And he just pretends he can't hear him.
It wasn't like he used to be racist. He just didn't give a fuck.
Nah, it's true.
He's just like, fuck it. Oh, people are being oppressed? Not in my neighborhood. Nobody my color's being oppressed.
Not today, Junior.
He said, you know, what did he say? Something like black kids could be just as smart as rich kids.
Next up in entertainment, as you heard, the Boondocks are coming back, baby, because the third season sucked.
No, it was the fourth season sucked.
The fourth season sucked because Aaron McGruder, he gone.
So the Boondocks was a show that was on Adult Swim that took too many years. I mean, I think they did 4 seasons in like 8 years. Jeez. But it was a great commentary on the black experience to a certain extent, and it was funny. And I think,
and it threw in a little fantasy because you got the dude who's a kung fu master when he needs to be.
Yeah, and you know, it was drawn in an anime style. It was very well done. They totally. If you want to see one episode, watch the R. Kelly episode. It will blow your mind. But they're coming back. HBO has bought the rights, so with HBO's new streaming service, you'll be able to see all the episodes. Plus, they ordered another 24 of them. Now, it's going to take a while because the problem with Aaron McGruder and the reason they did the 4th season sucked is because he takes forever to write shit. I've seen many interviews. They're like, yeah, he's just chilling. But when I'm rich, if I'm rich enough where I don't have to work again, I'd be really slow getting to work too, my friend.
I agree 112%. Next up, we have our local news, and we're going to tell you some sad news. I don't think we can have Larry on the podcast after these comments. Tell me what happened.
So me and Larry are sitting there. We're at Skipper's having lunch. Because we haven't been to Skipper's. Let me tell you why you don't go to Skipper's. Because it's just like going to a bar late at night. They just deep fry everything. The coleslaw was deep fried. It was like crazy. So I'm sitting there with Larry, and I go, "Hey, you watched that new Chappelle special?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he's good as he used to be." And then he said, "But hey, have you ever watched Trevor Noah?" And I was like, what kind of bullshit is that? I don't know if you listen to my podcast, Trevor Noah, or if you're a fan of Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is the worst fucking comedian to ever fucking live.
Dude, he's a half black with a fucking British accent that's not funny. He should be a fucking triple threat.
Well, he's South African.
That should be a triple threat.
If you really watch Trevor Noah makes fun of American black people a lot.
Sure, yeah.
And you know, he gets away with shit that white people can't get away with, but he has a white perspective on a lot of this shit.
But he's not funny about it.
No, he's not funny about it.
He's not funny at all.
I used to fucking love The Daily Show.
Dude, Jon Stewart forever, baby.
I used to love The Daily Show, and now I got this old bullshit I got to deal with.
Last but not least, now that's news, and let me tell you, you are not going to fucking believe this. An Amish buggy with a booming system and some spiked iced tea, baby.
A sheriff's deputy is on patrol in North Bloomfield in the heart of Trumbull County's Amish country. He spots a buggy. Inside, he sees two Amish men drinking spiked iced tea. On top of the buggy is a 12-pack of beer. He also spots something unusual for an Amish buggy, a stereo system with large speakers. Younger members of the Amish community often experiment with influences from the outside world, but authorities in Trumbull County say they have a duty to enforce the law in Amish country the same way they do in the rest of the county.
Unfortunately, they're not licensed, as far as the buggy goes.
I didn't know you needed a buggy license.
It's on the roadway, and the OVI laws do apply. You're not allowed to drink and drive or operate a buggy.
When the deputy attempted to stop and question the two men in the buggy about drinking and driving, they jumped out and ran, disappearing into a heavily wooded area on the side of the road. The horse pulling the buggy took off running, and the deputy gave chase, eventually catching up with it a short distance away.
I've never operated an Amish buggy with a horse, but I'm told that the horse will know the way home.
I wish my car did that. It's like Knight Rider.
And that horse, I think, just went a little further down the road and on an oil gas well road and stopped.
No one has come forward to claim the horse, so the sheriff's office has turned the animal over to a local farmer until the owner can be identified.
They know whose horse that is.
Yeah. And once authorities find out who the wayward members of the Amish community are,
how many buggies are there?
With failure to comply when the deputy ordered them to stop.
Maybe there's just that fear of the consequences, and that would be a reality for them, that there are consequences. But I encourage them to come forward and get their buggy and horse.
No, Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Trumbull County.
No, check this out. There's not that many goddamn buggies.
There is, actually. The Amish communities are fucking huge, dude.
They're huge, but it's not like you're trying to find a car in New York.
Dude, what I really want to know is I want to know how the fuck these people are getting in trouble for drinking and driving when the horse knows its way home. It knows what the fuck it's doing. They're not behind the wheel.
I do not understand in the least bit how this works.
Nobody does.
I mean, because
not even that cop.
You know, if you got a buggy, it's going to say Jebediah somewhere in your fucking buggy. There has to be something identifying.
I don't know.
And maybe your DNA is not on file. But hey, if you're going to be drinking, and they had a booming system in the back.
I was going to say, if it's the 2019 Mercedes buggy, you might not have like Maybach stitched in the fucking headrest. You never know.
You are going to have that. Come on.
Fucking Jedediah in the headrest.
I mean, because really, you don't misidentify buggies like you don't misidentify cars. Yeah. Like seriously, if you ran around to a couple places in their community and said, "Hey, do you know this buggy?" The motherfucker would be like, "Oh, that's Jebediah."
Dude, you know damn well that farmer they left the horse with knows who it is. He just ain't snitching on shit.
I mean, let the horse go. They said the horse would find its fucking way home.
Right?
Why did I let the motherfucker go? I mean, Sid, see, that's where your tax dollars are getting fucking wasted. Because the horse, you gave up. it's going to be a cold case file.
I was just going to say, if a fucking horse has got the police stumped, man.
The horse, he said the horse will find its way home. Well, fuck. You put it somewhere, it can't find its way home.
You got the facts laid out in front of you, officer.
Or motherfucker, go grab a carrot, stuff it up its ass, and maybe he'll talk like Mr. Ed. You know that's how they made him do it.
And that's this week's 5 minutes of funk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He said grab a carrot and stick it up his ass.
That's how you make them talk. That's how you make the bitches talk.
I say, dude, that's how you make some hookers talk.
Yeah, because they were like, oh shit, no, you didn't pay for that hole.
Dude, they didn't even have to do that to that fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine dude to make him talk.
Man, if you are not watching Tekashi 6ix9ine, I couldn't even pronounce his name when the shit happened. Now, if you're not watching the shit with Tekashi 6ix9ine, we'll cover it more later as it all unfolds. But yeah, I would say stop snitching on him.
Because he's telling all your business.
This motherfucker dropping names in the story. We didn't even know that guy. We didn't even know that guy lived in the same state.
Dude, but speaking of telling business, so this whole fucking Dave Chappelle comedy special, Sticks and Stones, now that you've seen it,
Yes.
I've given you a snippet though in the weeks prior, but now that you've seen it, you had to watch it more than once, yes?
I did have to watch it more than
Okay.
once to really digest it all.
Okay, so what I got to know is I had the first inclination that Larry had. Like, well, I didn't really think Dave Chappelle brought it this time like he did in his earlier ones after he came back.
You said that when you initially mentioned it.
But when I watched it again, you and I had the discussion, and we came to the same conclusion. It got tremendously more funny when I realized that he was saying things that I had been thinking for years.
I think that's what makes it so good, is the fact that he's saying things that us regular people that actually live this life, not the people who run the media, not social media influencers, not motherfucking snowflakes that don't know shit, not that, just regular motherfuckers like us. Yeah. Michael Jackson, you want to stare at my asshole and I get rich? What am I gonna do?
Trips to Disneyland ain't free.
Yeah.
Or no, it's trips to Hawaii ain't free.
Yeah.
No, that's actually what cracks me up is I know that you and I have had the conversation in the past about like, okay, well, if he did do that shit, he's Michael Jackson.
He is Michael Jackson.
And that does not directly affect my life. And I understand, like, that shit's fucked up. I think all child molesters and abusers of children should be fucking burned like witches.
Yeah.
I do. But the motherfucker's dead.
See,
He's been dead for a decade.
To you, my friends that are smart enough to watch The Wire, this is a quote from The Wire. You're giving a fuck when it's not your turn.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, how am I so upset about a crime that didn't even affect me? You know how it affected me? Michael Jackson stopped making good music.
Yeah.
That's how it affected me. So it's more detrimental that you came out and said this shit, even though it's fucked up if it really happened. Fuck.
Let me ask you this. So if something like that, and we'll just go broad spectrum, if something like that happens in your fucking life and you want to help people when you're an adult that go through that, I totally understand that. But why would you rehash your fucking pain to the world to get sympathy, in air quotes, if you're not making an exponential amount of money?
Well,
you're not doing it for free.
The whole motive is to turn a profit.
Exactly. No, that's my point.
I mean, motherfucker, these dudes could be public speaking at youth groups, churches, and just sharing the story.
Legitimately helping people.
Look at the R. Kelly shit.
Yeah.
Them broads, nobody's doing any fucking community service off that.
People are just making dollar bills.
Nobody's stopping by middle schools and saying, hey, you know what? If somebody offers you a recording contract and says, please piss on me, that you should get out of that situation. Nobody's saying anything about that. And, there's a certain amount of notoriety. Because we touched on, like, Louis C.K. and his situation.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same shit we've gone over before, and they actually mentioned this in the Boondocks. If somebody starts peeing on you, do you move or do you stay? And to quote him exactly, he said, "That bitch, I would move. That bitch stayed."
Yeah,
and she got pissed on by the king of R&B.
Yeah.
So
No, this is what,
and I don't, and I know we are kind of overlapping victims and criers and stuff like that. Because
no, I don't think we are. I think you bring up a great fucking point that, yeah, are you going to fucking move or are you going to stay and get peed on? Are you going to fucking profit at the detriment of others?
And they're not making the bulk of the profit because, okay, that R. Kelly thing's on Lifetime.
But if you're working at fucking Walmart for the rest of your life and you happen to be that dude, any profit is better than what you got currently going.
But are you... The exploitation that you're dealing with now is probably worse than the original crime.
Dude, now you don't care. Now you're recognized.
Now you're getting attention. Now you're willing to be a whore and be exploited.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
you were not paid to be a whore when you were younger.
To me, the trauma of being abused would be bad.
Right.
The trauma of being abused and being on TV and telling everybody that I was abused seems like it would be even worse.
Right. Unless those commas,
because I watch
out.
R. Kelly shit. That's not making a difference in anybody's life.
No,
there's no little girl watching that going, "Damn, no, that's not going to happen to me," because I've seen that R. Kelly shit. Right. That's not how it's going to work.
Not a once.
That's and you know who are victims benefiting from this? I bet those motherfuckers they got a per diem and got put up in a hotel.
Well, dude,
I mean, because Jerry Springer had been doing it for years.
I was just browsing Netflix, and it's funny you bring that up. I was just browsing Netflix, and there's the Amy Winehouse documentary still on there. She OD'd. The interviews on there about her childhood. They're from family and friends and shit like that.
I mean, how much money did Amy Winehouse make out there?
She gone.
She's gone.
Yeah, so
she's gone.
People are literally prostituting themselves at other people's pain. And like you said, the victims aren't making that much. The producers, the fucking editors, all the people making these documentaries, you don't hear anybody complaining about that. You hear them complaining about Dave Chappelle, and air quotes, telling the truth. And I say air quotes because it's comedy. There's 75% truth to it. 25% fantasy, or flip that around, whatever. He's fucking doing shit to make people laugh. Did you hear anybody in that goddamn crowd go, "Boo, Dave Chappelle"? No, you fucking didn't.
If you watch it again, you watch some of the faces of the people. He said some shit.
There's some shock and awe. Yes,
shock and awe. He's like, well, yeah, especially when he goes, "Oh yeah, well, if we make a baby, I can abandon it." I saw a lady look at him all crazy. But it is everybody wants to be famous.
No,
I mean, you want to be. I mean, if you want to be famous by the fact you got fucked in the ass by Michael Jackson, that's a really sick way to get famous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because nobody came fucking asking you for free to be like, hey, you want to just help me out and talk about that? No, they handed you a check, but really, and you agreed to talk about it.
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. You guys can correct me. Give them the numbers if they would need to correct me.
503-776-0167.
So if the girl that R. Kelly actually pissed on initially, she's not in the documentary.
Right.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's fucking good. I'm good.
No, I agree 100%.
And another thing, I mean, how the R. Kelly and the Dave Chappelle thing overlap. When the best joke in there, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but it's a great special, because Dave Chappelle stopped and said, "Yeah, the producer of the R. Kelly documentary approached me and said, 'Do you want to be in the documentary?' And he said, 'No,
nope.'
And it's like, why? Because I don't know that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the documentary. It seemed like they were motherfuckers. They were interviewing people. I was like, yeah, he makes music too, but
he doesn't know them, so he doesn't care.
I didn't know he hung out with R. Kelly. And if all you grown ass motherfuckers were around for this shit, but you're just going, when it's time to show up for the documentary, there's something sick as fuck about you.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching, I'll tell you, the R. Kelly is the greatest example of it, because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that shit was fucked up," but we couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah, and how many people were like, "Oh yeah, that shit's pretty fucked up," but I'd watch it.
I mean, his drummer, his bass player, yeah, we thought something was kind of funky, but damn, we are getting paid.
Yeah,
we are on tour.
Oh yeah,
Dude, yeah.
Jesus Christ!
But they showed up for the interview.
Yeah,
a free trip. A free trip to LA and a per diem per day. Right? That's all the fuck they needed.
Dude, this is what blows me away. Like you mentioned before the show, Johnny Cash, the Walk the Line. You know, shit like that. Aerosmith talks about it. All these fucking, metal bands and rock and roll bands from the 70s, dude, they talk about this shit all the time. Steven Tyler actually goes on Joe Rogan and talks about it, that he can't remember 20 years of his fucking music career because of drugs. Yeah. But he knows some fucking crazy shit happened. Yeah. He knows some fucked up shit happened. He doesn't fucking blame anybody. He blames himself for being in that situation. And I know that I'm flipping the roles for those of you who aren't paying attention. Him being the rock star saying, man, like, I know there was some shit that I should have said no to.
Well, the other crazy part about that is I could just interview everybody that was there and that was around him.
Yeah.
For fucking free. And write a book about his life.
And not pay one of them.
And make a movie and not pay one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I bought coffee at Starbucks so some motherfucker would tell me a couple stories.
Right. Exactly. That's what blows me away about a lot of this profiteering off pain. These people know that the producers, editors, directors, they know they don't give a shit. They know. They have to know.
I think one of the most basic breakdowns of it is if you watch Forensic Files, which is a guilty pleasure. We've all watched. You've been home, hungover on a Saturday.
I don't even have any more episodes of Forensic Files I could watch.
Yeah, hungover on a Saturday, just sitting there. You throw on Forensic Files and just let that motherfucker play. That motherfucker's put his kids through school talking about murders. Those motherfuckers who died didn't benefit off it. Oh, am I more aware of murder and how to keep myself from getting murdered watching it? No.
Not a chance.
No. But the motherfuckers on that crew, that staff, the producers, they put their kids through college off that fucking misery and pain.
Dude, and let me tell you something else real quick that Netflix is profiteering off of that causes me pain. What? The "Are you still fucking watching" button. Netflix, get rid of that shit. Just let it fucking play. I just want to see that shit and not click a goddamn button. If I'm trying to smash out some fucking pussy, let it play.
See, I have to be on the other side of that because that means Netflix cares. Are you okay? Because you know that Xfinity, they limit my bandwidth. So, they're like, well, shit, if you ain't watching no more, we'll just let it go.
Speaking of limiting bandwidth, so you already know, so it's about that time.
Hold on.
What
did you learn this week?
What did I learn this week? That no Mercedes is fucking reliable. Not a one. I had to take the van in again, get it fixed. They admitted to breaking one part, denied breaking the other, and allowed me, out of the goodness of my heart, to fucking pay for my shit to get fixed.
How much is the labor per hour at a Mercedes dealership?
$190 an hour. And you know what? I called to get a status check. This bitch couldn't even tell me whether my van was done or not. For the $190 an hour, bitch, you better tell me something.
I don't want to put a limitation on my income earning, but I don't foresee myself making $190 an hour.
Yeah, neither does anybody at the fucking Mercedes dealership. I'm sure.
I know they're not making $100, but I mean, it's just, you have to equate what I'm paying for a service in comparison to what I make as an individual. Like, fuck, $190 an hour. Is there a happy ending?
Yeah, there better be a fucking happy ending. Jesus Christ.
Do you know what kind of sexual favors I could get for $190 an hour?
3 minutes and still time to cuddle?
All the holes. Yeah. For $190? Yeah.
You can get your Peter tingled.
I can get whatever the fuck I want.
That was a Spider-Man reference.
In pretty decent quality. You don't have to go for meth heads with that.
What did you learn today, my friend?
I learned over the course of this week that I learned shit. Really. I didn't.
I know you learned that Takeshi 6ix9ine can sing and rap.
No, I mean, I want to disappoint you because I feel like if you're not learning, you're not living. And I hate to disappoint you, friends and fans. But no, I learned nothing this week. So I did not live. But it's been my birthday week, so I probably been out of it anyway. I've been living the Steven Tyler life.
Ow!
Hold up. Wait.
This is the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Also Fresh.
We're kicking it with you every single week when we feel like it, right here on the Hype Podcast.
Either together or apart.
You can hit us up 503-776-0167 or on Facebook, facebook.com/the Hype Podcast. Shout out to our friends over at Fortress Property Management. Hit them up, fortresspropertymgmt.com for all your property management needs, or 503-752-8519, or check out our man Aaron with 1A on Fortress Friday.
Every Friday on Facebook.
He's down there hooking you up with property management status.
I love he always says it's Fortress Friday is at noon. He's always like Pacific Standard Time. Okay.
Is your reach that far, young Aaron?
I know.
Are you the fucking Thanos of property management?
Yeah, those 5 motherfuckers that are watching, you think they're somewhere on the East Coast, like, oh, yeah, oh, shit, it's 9 o'clock. Right after I get to work, I'm going to turn on Fortress Friday. That's what I do. Hell yeah. Florida, man. Hey, you know what? This is DJ Also Fresh. This is a podcast after the podcast, and I just have to say, I miss my roadcaster.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I miss my roadcaster.